Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. This is London Tay coming to you today with another video. This video is going to be Bob Locks again, free part Bob Locks with a pop of color. The color is going to be the 613 blonde color. It's about 4 pieces of blonde. I'm going to show you guys how I do the regular ones, and I'm also showing you guys how I do the blonde ones. The color lets you guys see the technique way better, so I'm super excited that she chose the pop of color for these Bob Locks, okay? I also used slightly different hair this time, so I noticed that the result was a little different. And so I'm going to explain that to you guys again. So I use the vitamin E, of course, to moisturize her hair, to seal the ends. And I also use the Shine and Jam to part her hair, to smooth the parts down. She has super thick hair, okay? So if the Shine and Jam could smooth her hair down, honey, it will smooth anybody's hair down, okay? So don't be afraid to use this Shine and Jam product. So like I said, I am free parting her hair. I already showed you guys how to free part. Just literally half moon shape parts all throughout her hair. They're like sitting in between each other on the next row, sitting in between that. As you climb up the hair, you're just going to be putting those parts in between the previous row's hair. If you guys want a detailed tutorial, I do have a video specifically on how I do free parts and explaining how I do it as well. So once I do that, I'm going to use some Cuban twist Marley hair. Okay, super rough, super thick Marley hair, but one like strand of that Marley hair, I split it into 3, and that will take up for 3 braids, okay? So I braided her hair, and then I added the Marley hair just because her hair is kind of short on the shorter side, especially in the back. And I decided to add the Marley hair just to provide more of a structured base. And I also wanted to see if it will help when it comes to like slipping, or would it help when it comes to it feeling more structured. I had good and bad feelings and reviews about using the Marley hair under as a base. I feel like it made the hair stiffer, like the locks stiffer, and then it didn't make it as flowy as it usually are. Now, don't get me wrong, the locks still are cute, but it doesn't make it as flowy as it usually is, okay? So that's just something to keep in mind. I know a couple of YouTubers do use like a Marley hair base, which is cool, but like I said, it doesn't make it as flowy and as bohemian feel. Now, it makes it still look bohemian, but in reality, I feel like the locks are way stiffer. And they don't just flow and just go with the flow, go with the wind. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, so right here, I'm just going to speed through and show you guys, me just free parting. Sometimes I do the whole head with the free parting, and sometimes I just do the back, and then I do the left side and the right side in the front, okay? So either or, it just depends on how I'm feeling that day and how fast I am moving, okay? So whenever I am done, when it comes to the free part braids, I'll be back.
Take a sip, you gon' trip. I'm like a cup of shroom tea in the morning. Coat your throat like hot honey. You gon' need water, then want some more of me. In your head, you gon' slip. I love on you, and then I leave you lonely. You want to get to know me. I'll agree in exchange for your soul, please, baby. You taste like maybe, baby. I need guarantee. piece of my soul. You made me go. Back and forth, round and round, side to side, up and down. It's gonna be high, it's gonna be lows. That's why I advise you to microdose, baby. You taste like
right now. So what I'm going to do is I already did 2 locks. I just wanted to see how it turns out when it comes to the Marley hair. So I did combine a piece of the Marley hair at the end of her braid. Now I'm going to use a crochet needle and I'm going to use a free tress water wave hair, 1 strand of that. Of course, I puffed it out really good, and then I'm going to crochet it at the root. Once I crochet it on the root, on my right hand, I'm going to grab her hair as well as the right side of the free tress water wave hair. I'm just going to grab that and grip that with one hand, and then on the left side, I'm going to grab that left piece and I'm just going to start to wrap. Like I said, I usually go under first and then over. I'm left-handed. I usually start on the left side, so I go under towards the right side and over. I usually go counterclockwise, okay? So I'm just going to keep going like that. And as I stated in my previous video, whenever you stick your nail in between the lock, whenever you're twisting, whenever you're wrapping, that is going to cause frizz. That's going to cause bubbles in the hair, and that is going to call what you call the butterfly effect, or some people call it, everybody calls it different things, but I've seen it enough to know that a lot of people call it the butterfly effect. So you guys probably are familiar with that if you guys have been researching how to do these locks, okay? So like I said, the key is just the more times you stick your thumb in, the more frizzier and bubblier it's going to get, okay? The more often you do it, the more distress is going to be. You keep doing it over and over and over again. You keep doing it, you know, the whole time. It's going to be a super distressed lock. You do it here and there, it's going to be semi-distressed. And as you're sticking the thumb through, you want to make sure you stick the thumb through and don't move your thumb after the first wrap. So you stick your thumb, you know, into the lock, then you wrap over it, and then you wrap over it again 2 or 3 times to give that bubble, to make sure it stays. If you only wrap it around the thumb once, the bubble will disappear. That's just a tip, okay? So I'm just going to keep going until I figure out where I'm going to land and finish at. Once I do that, I still have the Marley hair, you know, still hanging, and then I have that free tress hair that I'm still wrapping. So when I reach my place that I want to go, I'm going to stop there and I'm going to wrap back up, okay? Just wrap back up until I am done wrapping that piece. Once I'm done wrapping that piece, I'm going to seal with nail glue, just 1 little tiny dot of nail glue, and then I'm going to palm roll it, okay? Once I, wrap it and then palm roll it and seal it with the glue, I am then going to use the Marley hair. Now, the Marley hair is going to give it more of a bulk at the end. It's also going to give it more of a rougher texture. So that was an interesting thing to use when it comes to that. Some people may cut the Marley hair off, but I decided to use it and wrap it and just to see how it, would do different. I didn't mind it. I actually liked it because, like I said, I experimented on the last 2 locks and I liked the look of it. So after I, wrapped that strand I was telling you about, I'm going to wrap the Marley hair back up the same direction the other hair was wrapped back up until I ran out of that. Now I do not seal that with nail glue. You can if you want, but it's still optional. After I do that, and if you still have the other piece of the free tress hair left over, you're going to wrap that up and then wrap that down. So it's like 3 times you're wrapping pieces back up from the bottom, okay? Once you're done with that, you can leave it if you want, but to secure the lock, I'm going to grab another piece of the free tress hair. I'm going to cut that in 4, so cut that in half, and then piece apart the half, and then you're going to have 1/4. Then I'm going to crochet that on the root, and then I'm going to wrap 1 piece at a time down, and then I'm going to seal it, guys, with nail glue. Super, super, super simple. It's just all about wrapping and how you want it to look. Now, this is going to add more texture and add more security to the lock. This last step is not necessary, but in my opinion, it is, because I've done this with, different hair and things like that, and I just noticed that it really does hold everything in together. So yeah, so that's basically how I do it. I'm just going to add Marley hair onto the other braids that have not had it, and then I'm going to continue adding locks. I will be back when it comes time to do one of the blonde pieces, so you guys can be able to see how to do those as well.
Maybe, baby, I need guarantee. Let me try to show you. Maybe you say yes to me. Take a sip, you gon' trip. I'm like a cup of shroom tea in the morning. Coat your throat like hot honey. You gon' need water, then want some more of me. In your head, you gon' slip. I love on you, and then I leave you lonely. You want to get to know me. I'll agree in exchange for your soul, please, baby. You taste like maybe.
Okay, so here is one of the blonde pieces. This is still the same hair, the free tress hair. I did not get any Cuban twist hair in this color because there's only a few pieces. I didn't feel like it was necessary. So I'm just going to puff out the piece like normal. I'm going to crochet it to the roots, and then I'm going to start wrapping. Start with the left piece, go under and over, hold her hair as well as the right piece with my right hand. I'm going to stick my thumb through, make it super, super, super distressed. You know, as you can see, the more you do it, the more frizzier the hair gets. And then honestly, after a while, you don't even keep having to put your thumb through, because at that point, the hair is probably so tangled from you interrupting it with your thumb, it's going to be frizzy anyway. But like I said, you still can, just to make sure. Now with the blonde piece, I do have to cut off the Marley hair because, you know, it's black Marley hair. I can't just wrap the Marley hair back up because it's not the same color. Now if the color was blonde, then I'll be able to wrap the Marley hair back up. I'll look into doing that next time if, you know, when I'm having those pops of color. But I just, you know, I kind of was winging it because I never did these with the, you know, a pop of color before. But, you know, it still worked out for me. So I'm just going to wrap that bottom piece down, and then when I'm done, I reach the destination where I wanted to stop. I'm going to wrap that free tress hair back up until I run out, seal it with nail glue, cut off that black piece of Marley hair, and then that leftover free tress hair, I'm just going to fold that up and then wrap that up and then seal that. So with that, I'm just only wrapping 2 pieces back up. After I'm done, I'm going to grab that loose piece. It cut off before you guys got to see, but it's still the same concept. Like right here is a blonde piece. It's gonna be the same concept. But when I'm done wrapping and sealing everything, of course, like I said, I'm going to grab 1 piece of the free tress hair. Then I'm going to cut that in half. Grab one of the halves that I cut, and then I'm going to split that in 2. That is going to be my 1/4 piece. I'm going to crochet that onto the roots. I'm going to grab one side of that strand that I crocheted to the root, wrap that down, grab the other strand, wrap it a couple times on the root to secure, and then wrap that down as well. That's going to create more of a bubble effect, more of a distressed effect, more of a textured look, and it's going to also seal and make sure everything's not slipping. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not wrapping so secure, it just kind of seals the deal for me. So I do that, and then I seal that with nail glue, guys. And I literally did that same concept the whole way through. Like I said, when it comes to the Marley hair, it's cute. It looks pretty distressed. It's great. But in my opinion, I actually just prefer the free tress hair. I don't, or just not using Marley hair at all, if I'm going to be honest. I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know, guys. Like maybe adding a little piece of the Marley hair just to provide some roughness, but not really braiding that piece and having such a, I don't know, like, I don't know. Maybe next time I'm not going to like wrap the Marley piece, the Marley hair up. Because like I said, it gives a distressed look and gives a rough look, but to me, it makes it a little bit more stiff. So I don't know, guys. I don't know if I'm going to add the Marley hair at all because like I said, it's stiff from the root. I mean, it's stiff from like the inside, not necessarily the outside. So I don't know, guys. I'll let you guys know because I'm actually doing these on my hair too. So I don't know. I'll let you guys know how it turned out. I'm going to try different methods to just see how I feel about it. And of course, I'm going to film it. So don't you guys worry. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that was detailed enough. I'm not going to sit here and just keep explaining myself over and over again for the other locks. But I do seal after I'm done with everything, I do spray some oil sheen throughout the hair. You know, it's synthetic hair, so a lot of times that gets really dry. Even though it looks shiny, it gets dry eventually, especially over time. So I like to moisturize it with oil sheen and then use the even edge control, the black top, and then just kind of, you know, smooth the edges out. And honestly, that is done. If they want accessories, I do add, but she did not want any accessories. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was informative, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Hope you guys subscribe, and don't just watch my videos, subscribe, like this video. It definitely helps my channel. Comment if you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Love ya. Mwah.
Baby, I need guarantee. Let me try to show you. Maybe you would say yes to me. Sit me down, shut me up. Looks like you need a reason.